Welcome to the 10-Minute Mind Shift Podcast. I'm your host, Janet Cagle, certified life coach, weight loss coach, and lover of all things related to upleveling my life and yours. My goal is to help you get one step closer to your goal, whatever it is. My goal is not to keep you wrapped up in self-help all day, just 10 minutes. And who doesn't have 10 minutes, right? Hey friend, welcome back. This is episode number 121, and today I'm going to walk you through the process I do each year to wrap up the year, but also to set up the next year. We are going to do a year in review, and the reason this is so important is because your brain does not do a great job keeping track of your accomplishments as well as it does our failures, and it's important to know how far we've come and what we have accomplished this year in order to set the stage for next year. The brain is doing its best to keep you in your current self-image. And if you have been with me for a while, you know that growing your self-image is the key to creating different outcomes. It's the key to evolving into the person who can create the result, whatever the result is that you're seeking. This is a way to show your brain how far you've come and who you are now. It's like a compass or even a rudder to carry you into the next season of your life. I do teach this in the Best Year Ever Goal Setting Workshop, which, by the way, is free, and you can access it by clicking on the link in the show notes. I do this each year, and I evolve it over time. So in this episode, I'm going to give you some of the questions that I ask myself during the year in review, and I will even answer some of them so that you can see how this works. First of all, let's talk about how to set yourself up for success with this exercise. Number one, get a clean notebook that is fresh. There's something cathartic about starting with a fresh slate to write in. Number two, get a pencil or your favorite pen. Number three, eyeball a comfy and quiet spot free from distractions. Number four, block out about an hour today and then an hour again tomorrow to devote to this exercise. This is your life. You can afford the investment. Number five, get your calendar out from this year. Better yet, if you've been using my weekly planner and day in review all year long, you can easily recall all of the things for this exercise. And I'm going to link the planner in the show notes as well. So if you haven't been using it, this is a great year to start. It's super helpful with getting your brain to see the results, and that is hitting the reward center of your brain. All right, here we go. Go through last year's calendar week by week. And when you see an important event or family gathering, friend gathering, or significant project or task that was completed, write it down. Whatever it is, just jot it down. Be thinking about what you attracted into your life this year. What did you accomplish or create? And then we are going to add a category to each one of the things that you wrote down. Go back through your list of things that you wrote down and make a note of what category, life category, wheel of life category, whatever you want to call it. What category does that fit into? For example, and yours could be different. This is just some of mine. I have written down family, career, passion, which could be your hobby, creativity, relaxation, whatever lights you up. Health and well-being. Those are some of the categories that I came up with after I looked at my list of things that I accomplished this year. So, for example, some of the things that I wrote down were, in February, I did a show, and then I did another one in April. Steve and I went to DC to visit family in April. We went to Dallas for my sister's graduation in May. I also took my daughter to New York City in May. I received a diagnosis in June. Dutch received a diagnosis in June. I changed my eating protocol in June. I did a schooling show in October. I painted my horse stalls in November. We went to a wedding in Texas. I went to DC to see family again. We had family visit for a week in December. I finished a data analytics certification in October. These are just some of the highlights, but you can easily see that many of these activities would fit in the family category, the passion category. I even have one for my career category, several that fit into my health and well-being category. Maybe you ran a 5K. Maybe you hit your goal weight. Maybe you were trying to lift a certain number of weights. Write all that down. Maybe it was getting the house painted this year or the fence installed. Maybe it was to nail a dressage movement or make a decision on a career path. Go month by month and make a note of what you accomplished and created and invited into your life. Now, if you had goals for this year, this is a really good time to pull them out. Compare what you wanted to create this year against what you actually created this year. And if you didn't hit the goal, why? What were some of the reasons that you did not hit the goal? For example, I had some level 1 goals in Western Dressage this year, but that didn't happen due to Dutch having some SI and stifle issues and then EPM. My goal quickly shifted to his recovery and wellness. And it's important to remember these things and not beat yourself up for what didn't go as planned this year. Did you make a shift in a goal as a result of an unfortunate circumstance that is beyond your control? Or was it because you broke a promise to yourself? And if that's the reason, if so, why? What's making it okay for you to break promises to yourself? And what can you do in the coming year to break that pattern? And we're going to talk about that a little bit more throughout the year next year. Really dive into this exercise and do not be afraid of the answers. Without this type of evaluation, we can think that things aren't in the cards for us, or that we try to no avail, when the truth is maybe it was something beyond our control, or maybe it was as simple as a quit. That's okay. Own it. And then let's move on. All right, moving on. Still looking at your list of accomplishments and activities and thinking about your year, answer these questions. Number 1, what are you most proud of? Number 2, how did you accomplish that? Number 3, what is the biggest surprise this year? Number 4, what is the best thing that you discovered about yourself this year? Number 5, what are you most grateful for? Number 6, what were you most challenged by this year? Number 7, how did you overcome these challenges? Number 8, what did you learn in the process of overcoming these challenges? Number 9, is there anything that you wish you would have done differently this year? Number 10, what did you let go of this year? Number 11, is there anything that you want to let go of before moving into next year? These are all so critical. And over the year, I'm going to be sharing some of the responses that I have for these questions. But now just thinking about last year, what are 3 words that come to mind that would describe this year? For me, I came up with the words heartbreaking, resilient, and confidence building. And that just might sound counterintuitive, but those were the words that came to mind. If you could make a movie or write a book about last year, what would the title be? And I came up with the title, This Was Definitely My Intentional Year. My Intentional Year would be the name of the book. Is there anything that you would like to say about last year that you have not stated yet? And just go ahead and do that. Now, once you've done all that, you have finished the first part of the year in review. And I know I went very fast. I didn't expect you to do this exercise along with me. So this might be a really good episode to earmark and come back to over and over and over again, because you don't have to wait until year end to do your review. You can do a week in review. You can do a month in review. And then it's super duper helpful when you go to do your year end review, you have all that data. I highly recommend that you click on the link in the show notes and watch The Best Year Ever. Remember, it's free, but it goes into even more detail on how to do a year in review. And I think it's super helpful for setting up your next year. And I would love to hear from you when you complete this exercise. Let me know if this exercise helps you see your year more deeply instead of just another year that's gone by. In the upcoming episodes, we'll continue and we will get into planning the year to come. All right, my friend, I hope this was helpful and useful to you. And if you are feeling festive today, hit me with some stars and a review. This is what I have for you this week. And now, go have the best day ever. That's a wrap. I hope that you were able to experience a mind shift of your own today. Listen, if you loved this podcast, you should totally check out my Life by Design 6-week boot camp. It's a work at your own pace workshop and something that you can do over and over and over again to uplevel your results and get ready for a transformation at the speed of life.